Welcome to this presentation. My name is Ingrid, and together with my colleague Mordechai, we will explain why it's important to learn to invest. We start with welcome and the goal of the presentation, then the GIGOS platform and the possibilities, then the why you would invest. The world is changing. Will you join the change? And at the end, if you are interested, then we will tell you what to do for the next step.
As a disclaimer, we make a statement that we are not financial advisors. So it's important to understand we are just satisfied customers sharing our experience. The goal of the presentation is that you can discover whether it is something for you, whether you find it interesting to invest. Now, before we start, we always mention that it might be quite some information. It might be quite a lot. But remember, you can watch it again and you can always ask any questions that you have. What is GIGOS? GIGOS is an online platform that connects buyers and sellers of gold and digital assets. Now, what is important to know is that the company started as a traditional gold selling platform, and by now they have already developed through digital assets to a very modern company joining the developments on the internet. Now, the business model is best to describe as a disruptor. And what is a disruptor? If you look at a company like Uber, Airbnb, or Amazon, we can only make the statement that they have changed the markets where they were in. So, for example, if you look at the taxi branch, it changed entirely because of Uber, because people like you and me can just become a taxi driver from our own car. If you look at Airbnb, you, as a private owner of a house, can actually become a hotel. And those kind of developments on the web have changed the entire game on the internet. Now, if you look at GIGOS, all it's doing is it offers you a platform where you can be the owner of your own platform without being the owner of the entire company. Now, as you can see in the left bottom, Global Success Management is a holding company which is registration in Canada, where it also has placed its stocks, where I'm going to tell you more about later on. Now, the company GIGOS has started 13 years ago, and it was started with those two people. It's Dimitri and George. We have been able to talk to them quite some time. Every time we are invited to one of the conferences, we are able to talk to them. And the last time you can see this picture was in November 2023, where we had the possibility of sharing our experiences and also asking questions directly to the president. They started, as I mentioned before, as a traditional gold platform, but are now actually doing business online through digital assets. And it gives us, as both customers and business owners, the opportunity to sell assets through the platform. We have more than 3 million customers worldwide, and those are placed in more than 150 countries. The company 2 years ago was estimated on a 1 billion value, net value in assets, and we have offices in Barcelona and Mexico. Now, we are talking about both physical gold and digital assets, and that is what we call DeFi, decentralized finance. Now, if you're looking at an investment opportunity, then I would like to go into why would you invest in a company like GIGOS. First of all, we do not learn how to invest at school. That is something we just do not learn. And even if you look at school systems, and if you have an average teacher, an economic teacher, who is teaching you the economy, then many times those are people that have not any business or investment experience. So we do not learn how to make money work, while a very small percentage of the world population does know how to make money work. Then some people invest to have more freedom. Some people invest to have more time with their children, and some people invest just to have more possibilities in their lives. And there are also people that invest in order to help others. So if you think that you don't need any more assets or you don't need any more money, maybe you can help others to do exactly that, to get more freedom. Now, why would you invest? First of all, we are talking about impoverishment. What we can see throughout Europe, but also throughout the United States and in many of the development countries, we can see that there is impoverishment going on. And that means that per persona of the population, people are getting less and less money. And that has to do with number two, with inflation. The value of money is going down, while the value of assets like gold is going up. Now, some people invest to protect their money. That was one of my personal reasons to invest, because I could see with the inflation here in the Netherlands of a higher than 10% inflation rate, that the money is going to vaporize. So if you do nothing, within about 10 years, your money will be gone. So in order to protect my money, I started to invest, and I chose GIGOS as one of the investment platforms. The other thing that people are looking for, and number 4, is an alternative for their bank account. So of course you can keep all your money in the bank, but as said, since the inflation is so high, we have to look for alternatives. And that's because the interest that's being given on the money on your bank account is very, very low. And then number 5, some people choose to have more autonomy over their money. Now, why is that? As you can see, the controls are getting stronger, and some banks even decide to cancel your account if you start putting transaction into place, for example, to buy cryptos. In some cases, the bank will not cooperate and you might even lose your account. So those are 5 of the many reasons that people give us in order for their reasons to invest. But there are more reasons, and that's this. The world is changing, and the question is, will you join? Because as we can see in those modern times, changing is absolute. You cannot escape the change. Even if those people that many years ago were screaming they were not going to get a smartphone, some of those people still do not have a smartphone, but they have a much more difficult life in general. So what we notice is that the world is changing, and it's going very, very fast. And the question is, will you join the change? So a lot of people are investing in this platform because they can see that cash, for example, is getting under pressure. And what you see here is that cash, for example, many times is replaced by paying with banking cards. Here in the Netherlands, at this moment, about 85% of all the money transactions is made by card. About only 15% is paid by cash. Then one of the other alternatives that we have now is cryptos, or for example, Bitcoin. And what you can see is that governments are now placing a central bank digital currency in place to have more control. So times are changing. The world is changing rapidly. If you look at this hard disk of 1980 on your left, that has about 1/1,000 of size of that little thing, that USB stick on your right side. So the one on your left, they had to carry it with a big carriage because it was very heavy equipment that only has about 60 megabytes. And that little USB stick on your right has 64 gigabytes, which is a lot more. So you can see the world is changing in a faster and faster pace. Now, there are also huge developments on the internet, and a lot of people do not have the total conviction that this is going to be the next big thing. But a lot of people do think that, for example, the development of the metaverse is only at its very beginning. Because what we can see now is that metaverses are being created, and at the same time also being created to be open, to be connected to other metaverses. So probably the world where we are in is that one where there are many people now, if you look at the picture on your right side, are now gathering and having meetings the way like this. In the near future, it's going to be possible not even having to work with avatars like this, but where you cannot even see the difference between an avatar and a real human being. And that's where it's going to. And the question is, will you join the change, or will you step aside and let it pass by? So if you look at the GIGOS platform, we have about 5 different main ways of investment. There are many, many more ways. We have about 30 ways to let your money work within the platform. But these are the most important ones. So we selected those 5. Now, if you look at the 2 on your left, you can see that those are the more traditional investments. As I mentioned before, the platform started as a traditional physical gold platform, where it was mainly selling gold. And you, as a seller, was able to get a small commission over those sales. Then, a few years ago, they started to give the possibilities to people to buy stocks. So you become a part share owner of the company, and they're still doing this. And you will get a certificate being given by the holding, and at the end of about 2025, they're planning to go to the stock market. So what you can see here is more the traditional investment. And what you can see, and this is quite unique, is on the right side, those 3 here are the new ways of investing in digital assets. The first one is what we call the GIGO coin. And the GIGO coin is an internal crypto. And they are now disconnected it from all the mandatory obligations within the platform towards the buyers to bring it public. So the GIGO coin is one of the crypto coins that they're going to bring public. The next one that you can see is NFT, and I'm going to explain to you what is an NFT in a second. But an NFT is just like the coins, it's placed within the blockchain, and it has a very unique identity number, so you can show that you are the owner of that. And within this platform, they're using NFT to make profits. And then the third one is the red zone, and that's the metaverse. They are developing digital land within the metaverse together with avatars, so we are preparing for the future. Now, if you look at Web 3.0, this is quite interesting, because if you look at Web 1.0, this is how it all started. And I don't know your age, but this is the way we were doing it in the past. When the web just started in about the 90s, we were buying literally clicks. We were buying clicks with our telephones, and you could use HTML, HTTP URL. And the only thing we could do is read only. And we were able to buy ticks to use the internet. Then Web 2.0 developed, and that's where we are still in. And basically, Web 2.0 is taken over by all those major companies. And where we were thinking that we were getting all these accesses for free, we are actually paying with our privacy. And Web 3.0 is going to make the huge change, because this is blockchain based. And that means it's decentralized. And that means that in the near future, you are going to have the possibility to choose whether you are going to give away your privacy or even sell it, or whether you want to keep it for yourself. And within this blockchain, the metaverses are being created. Now, if you know this, you have to understand the huge possibilities also as an investor in buying a small part of the Web 3.0. If you are part of Web 3.0, even in a small investment through a platform like GIGOS, the possibilities are infinite. It's endless. Now, let's go to those 5 different kinds of investment. And we start with the 2 most traditional ones. And that's the first one is the physical gold. You can still buy physical gold on the platform, and we do that with subscriptions. Now, this is not a subscription as we know it with, for example, a gym where you pay a monthly fee. Those subscriptions, you pay a one-time amount that will last for 12 months. And you, as a buyer, will get the benefits of buying physical gold with an 8% discount. And you have a total amount of 200 grams that you can buy. Now, what actually happens, and this is one of the most important ones, is you get free storage of the gold. So if you buy the gold and you place it in your personal vault, you don't have to buy storage. You don't have to pay for it. In most of the modern golden platforms that we have online, you have to pay a storage fee. And this is not cheap. Many times you pay about 200 to 300 euros a year, and then you can already count, if you put 100 grams of gold in your account or in your vault, over 10 years, you have paid double. So this is why we are a big fan of placing the gold in storage. You can also have it sent to your home, of course. Now, there are lower transaction costs with those subscriptions, and you also have a chance of getting bonuses if you find other people that also want to invest through those subscriptions. Then you will get a small bonus for every time somebody else also does the same action as you. So these are the subscriptions. Now, a little bit more about the physical gold. Gold protects against inflation. It has a very stable value. Everybody all over the world has about the same value for gold. It's redeemable. So even if you bring your gold over the borders, you can still sell it. And it's inheritable. So that means that if you buy gold and you're not here anymore at a certain date, your children can still have the benefits of that physical gold. And it's, of course, a means of exchange and payment for many, many thousands of years. And then finally, we have 2 own gold brands. We have LBMA certified, and it's 24 karat commercial gold. And of course, it's fair trade. So we do want to be totally sure that there are no children or no children labor involved in the gaining of the gold. Then we go to the stocks. Now you can see that you have a certificate. If you buy the stock, you will get a certificate as a proof of the stocks. And those are securities. And we call this stock options. Now, what is the difference between a stock and a stock options? If you have a stock, it's already on the exchange. And in this case, those stock options still have to go to the exchange. And this is what we call an IPO. And this is what it means in initial public offering. Now it's planned for the end of 25, and the company gives you the guarantee that for every euro that you invest in those stocks, they will invest 50% in gold. So then you know as an investor that the company cannot go broke anytime because it's all for at least 50% backed by physical gold. You can get those packages from 450 euros onward. So that means you can invest 450. After that is 650, and it goes up with 1800 and then 3300 and so forth. You become the co-owner, so you are the certificate owner of the stocks. And once they go to the market, you can choose. You can either sell your stocks or you can get dividend. And in the Netherlands, that means that when you get the dividend, that's a share of the profit. And also here within the system of the stocks, if you find some other people or the one that have subscribed you to the system places people behind you in the system, which goes too deep to explain, you will get a referral fee. So you can get bonuses by inviting other people, but you can also get bonuses because someone else has placed those people behind you. And those bonuses can be taken out of the system. And you can have it paid in euros. You can also have it paid in gold. And of course, you can also choose to use that money to reinvest within the system. So these about the stocks. Then we have some packages. As I said, we have packages of 1,800 euros. And what you can see is you will get some NFTs for free, and you will also get those tokens. Now, why would you get those tokens? Because what is a token? A token actually represents a value of your investment. So if you count those tokens up, those are the representative of the 1,800 euros. And with those tokens, you can actually get those bonuses that I just shortly explained. This is another package of 3,300 euros. I personally started about 1.5 years ago with this package, and I was actually planning to do it more passive. But when I finally saw the results and when I finally saw how it could also benefit other people, I started to share the experience. And as you can see, you will get some more NFTs and you will get some more tokens. Then we have a small package. This is only 450 euros. This is the smallest package that we have in terms of stock. And you can see that you get some less tokens. And we also have a 650 euro package. Now, of course, you can also invest much more. There are people that invest tens and even 10 or 20 or even 40,000 euros, but those are the basic packages. Then we go to the crypto. So now we are entering the part of the digital assets. Now, what you want to know with the GIGO coin is that it's planning to go to the exchange soon. That means it's a digital currency, it's blockchain based, and they issued a total of 99 million. So that means that the company is not able to print anymore. Even stronger, there are less and less GIGO coins available because more and more people are joining the platform. Now, it was launched in the December 2021 with a value of €1. And at the end of November 2022, the value is about 60 euros. Now, why did it go up so much? Because a lot of people joined the platform. We also have a second crypto coin, which is also blockchain based. And this coin was actually developed because of the integration of AI within the platform. And the company actually asked, because we have voting rights, this is important to know, the total platform is based on what we call ownership, autonomy, and it's based on the principles of DAO. And DAO means decentralized autonomous organization. So we had a voting in October 2023 when this coin was launched. And then as a community, we gave specific authorization to the company to integrate AI to develop the metaverse. Because we all think it's quite important if you compare with other platforms that you do join the latest developments. Now it started at €5 in October 23. We are now at the end of November 2022 and it already almost doubled. It's now at €8.74. Then we go to the NFT. So this is the second digital asset that we go into today. And this is what an NFT is. It is a non-fungible token. And it's unique. You have to know that each and every NFT is placed within the blockchain and it's connected to an ID. That's a number. It's based on blockchain technology, so it's transparent. You can always see that you have your NFT. And we call this from peer to peer. That means you and I can exchange the NFT without any banking having to interfere. And it's totally decentralized. Now, GIGOS offers a unique combination between digital and physical products, and I will show you in a second what we mean by that, because GIGOS is one of the few platforms in the world where you also have physical NFTs, even though it was actually meant as only a digital asset. Now, what is an NFT? Now, if you start looking this on the internet, you can see that companies like Adidas or Coca-Cola, Heineken, and all those huge brands, they are all having their own NFT because they know that the metaverse is going to be the next big thing in Web 3.0. Now, here you can see the physical NFT. So related to the digital NFT, you can actually order a piece of gold, which is only 1 gram of gold, related to your own personal NFT. And what is nice is you can order them in different languages, and this is the language of Dutch. Now, Holland is one of the fastest growing countries within the platform, so they're now actually developing Dutch translated products within the platform. And then number 5, they are actually creating a metaverse. We have the possibilities of buying digital land. And one of the things that they're going to develop, and they're in the products, in the release of the latest product now, and that's the gaming. A few weeks ago, we were with quite a group of leaders at the last conference, and we were actually testing a game that is going to be launched in 2024. Now, maybe you don't like games, or maybe you say, well, I'm not interested in gaming. But the question is not whether you personally are interested. I personally don't like gaming that much, but I must say that when you have the possibility of gaining money, of letting your money work through gaming, and you also compare that to the gaming industry, where there is a huge amount of money, there are millions going on within that industry, then the question is, would you be interested in being partly owner of that development? And for most people, the answer is yes. So you don't have to be a very fanatic gamer to be excited about the possibility of gaming within the metaverse that's being developed. Now, very shortly, because we're going to the end, you can choose for the more traditional way, then you can get certificates or, of course, physical gold. But if you buy a certificate, then you have 18% growth per year. The platform already knows that they can give you 80% value per year. You get those tokens and you will get bonuses. And again, those bonuses you can exchange for euros. You can have it exchange in gold. And what you can also do is, of course, reinvest. And those are planned for the launch of December 25 for the IPO. Now, these are the packages. You can see them here below the certificate. And then if you want to invest in more modern assets, you can also do, of course, both. But if you want to focus on the more modern assets, you can buy your NFTs. Now, what is very interesting, and again, there is a huge possibility of making your money work within the platform because the benefits are actually quite substantial. Now, what you can do with those NFTs is you can actually get cryptos, you can get tokens, you can also get bonuses. And like this, you can invest in small packages. It starts with 450. If you buy 2 NFTs, it's 900. And you can also put them in farming. Now, what is the most important thing to know is that, yes, you can actually invest a very small amount of money and you can have it work within the platform. And we have actually seen examples of people investing 450 euros and getting, for example, after 1 year, a multiplication of that amount. Now, first of all, that can also be for somebody that's totally passive. But if you become a little bit active and you start sharing this opportunity, the possibilities will grow. Now, this is very interesting. They are developing their own hardware. So that means that the banks that we many times are dependent on, we don't need them anymore as soon as this rolls out, because this will make it possible to pay each other using this MetaSentry token. This is going to be hardware that you can just use. And by using this, you can do anything. You can actually use it for gaming. You can use it to book transactions. You can actually create your own smart contracts, and the functionalities are enormous. Here are about 18 of those functionalities. Okay, so this is hardware that they are developing while I speak. Now, what would you do if there was a platform that has the experience for more than 13 years? This is not a newcomer. GIGOS is not a new platform that just started about a year ago. This is a platform that started 13 years ago with the traditional buying and selling of gold, and they have now developed themselves to a very modern platform, joining all the new developments online. It's decentralized and it's based on blockchain technology. They have their own crypto, and you can actually become a co-owner. It keeps up with the latest developments. There is an active way of getting income, but also a passive way of earning an income. And they have gold as an underlying product. Now, the question is, would you be excited? That's the question. And when I started to understand the platform and its possibilities, I personally got very excited. And this is why we all say welcome at GIGOS. So if you are interested, what you can do is basically you can be passive. This is how most of the people start. Most of the people start with buying some NFTs, or they buy some stocks and they just wait for the IPO. Some other people say, I want to become a little bit more active, and they can start following trainings. They can start sharing the opportunity, and they can actually generate an income in a more active way. Okay, and then that's when we start talking about business partnership. Now, this is network marketing. That means we all have a network, so you can share it within your network, but you don't have to. It's all totally open. If you want to share it, it's fine. If you want to keep it for yourself, it's also fine. The only thing is that we always wonder is, why would you not share an opportunity with others if you are excited about it? Then this is partnership. It actually, means you have a laptop and or a mobile phone, and this is all you need to start your business. You will get your own website. You will get your own login, and you also get your own link, so people can start using your referral link to sign up to the system. You do not have to go to the Chamber of Commerce. You don't need any tax VAT numbers. You can just start your business totally in your private space. Then we have trainings. We have a lot of trainings, weekly trainings. You can almost join a training pretty much any other day. We have trainings in the Dutch language. We have them in English, and we also have them in Spanish, Portuguese, and Italian if you want to. Now, this is a community. Of course, you can do it all by yourself if you prefer to, but most people love to get connected to soul-kinded people. So if you're excited and you want to connect to others with the same mindset, with the same goals, sharing opportunities, then you can join the community. We can be found on Facebook, we can be found on Telegram. And again, if you want to do it all by yourself, you can, but you are joining a community if you want to. And there are thousands, if not millions, of people around the world using this platform. So welcome to the community. What we are offering is weekly presentations. So all you have to do if you're excited is invite someone to a presentation. You don't have to give the entire presentation by yourself. Just invite people to the standard presentation that we already have. And as I mentioned, there are weekly trainings. And the nice thing about it is many of those trainings are being recorded. So if you're not able to join live, you can also watch them back in what we call a replay. And now, as I mentioned, 3 weekly trainings. We also have those trainings in network marketing course. We have specific trainings about the platform, and we even have introduction courses in 5 classes where we introduce you to the very basics of the platform. Now, what would be the next step? Now, if you want to join the platform, you can actually sign up and register totally for free and without any obligations. Now, what you can do, you can join the platform by asking a link. Now, be very sure you get a link of the person who invited you. So please, please, please listen very carefully. Do not go to the platform yourself and start signing up, because then you are not linked to another business partner, and then you will get linked to someone that you don't know. So please, if you got here through a friend or to an acquaintance or to a neighbor, please ask the link of the neighbor or of your friend or of anyone who invited you to the platform and sign up through that link. This is how it works, and then you're directly connected. Then if you're interested and you have more questions, just plan another meeting. You can plan a meeting with Ingrid that you heard in the beginning. You can plan a meeting with me or with anyone who invited you. And then that person or someone else that will help can tell you everything about the platform. Okay, so that would be your next step. Now, if you have any question, please go to the one that invited you to the meeting. And then we hope to see you in one of the trainings. And I would say welcome to the GIGOS platform.